Hello!
Not what I thought you said. Oh,
Hello!
hello. Hello.
What's up, everyone? How y'all doing?
Gamer.
Hey.
Good.
Very
How are
good.
you?
Alright.
Cool. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm already good.
Cool. You should be fine. You've got 10 hit dice of that you can spend for healing there, Momo. You're doing great. It says cheats 10 HD.
Oh, cheats, yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm
inspiration.
doing- cheats is great.
Cheats man. What happened here? Let's ignore that. Don't worry about that.
Whoa.
All of these,
Whoa.
don't worry.
Whoa.
They're just moving out of the way because they're transparent and like on tokens. Don't, the game's paused. Don't fucking move. It's fine. We're doing all right. I want to dive in because I was very excited about this session, and then we took off last week because one of our players was dying mentally, and now they're hopefully doing okay and haven't been pushing through their migraine. I look at Crowned.
Wait, it's Momo. Why are you looking at me?
Wait, who?
Excuse me?
At the.
Fucking come at me. That wasn't the reason. I am never the reason we don't play D&D. I moved and played D&D with a pair of broken like headphones as my microphone. I just plugged them into the microphone jack so that I can play D&D.
I'm so glad that her migraines stopped. So we can play
I had Foundry pulled up on my freaking tablet
Look,
and Discord on my phone. Don't come at me.
defense to Momo. Momo rated an empty channel.
Hey, shut
wanting
up.
to play D&D so fucking bad, so it
She
definitely.
was so excited
It's true.
for D&D. She rated Brett when he
I
was,
was-
offline.
I was like, who the fuck is in the IO player VC? Uh-oh.
I was like in there. I was like, why am I the only one in there?
Were you excited for a moment? Did you think you were like the best player because you were there and no one else
No, I
was?
just thought I was an idiot.
I'm here before the DM.
Where's the DM? All right. Well, let's get to it because I want to get started. I know you guys want to get started. But before we get started, Naomi, would you like to do a recap, or would you like to Uno reverse to another?
Can't pull that trick out every week now. Come on.
I mean,
anyway,
yeah.
on the last episode, we started off the round in the middle of combat with a big beast of a robot. Vanya got some sick dice rolls and insane shots off and was taking out sentries left and right. The big boy, damaged and bloodied, was filled with red globules of the bad stuff. It exploded and thrashed us with radiation damage. Despite a huge hit to our health, we managed to take the beast down. Vanya, Cheats, and Vazika unloaded some crazy nat 20s, and the boys put down the big bad melee damage. The large lad went down, disabled the remaining sentries, and Mariah started taking them apart for scraps and materials. They weren't good eating. Gareth tried spitting in Vanya's mouth to help her. It didn't help her. The radiation was messing with everyone, especially Marius. We continued to explore the station now that these threats were dealt with. We found a nice long area with trees, evidence that oxygen and possibly even food was being produced here for those living on the station. Branching out from this lovely hall was a tiled corridor, splattered with old, dried blood. Cheats snuck ahead and found a creature feeding on corpses. It was massive, an amalgamation of limbs, flesh, and death. It terrified her who has lost more than most. Marius hacked the panel to keep the door from opening automatically, but we all know something that big probably can't be contained and needs to be taken care of. Anyway, we left it for the other guys or whatever. We searched the adjacent med room. Vazika made a lot of noise and found absolutely nothing, and Marius came in all angry at her that she made a lot of noise. Then he realized it was a med room and also proceeded to make a lot of noise and find nothing. We continued on to what looked like an elevator, but it wasn't open. Marius tried hacking it, and while he ran into the first error code, slime oozed up from the floor and from the walls. Sentient slime. Another fight began. The slimes formed together to hit harder. As we took them out one by one, more appeared. The AI behind the elevator panel was so smart, learning, adapting constantly as Marius tried to hack it. It took a long time. Too long. The slimes kept appearing and we tried to hold strong, but Cheats was almost overwhelmed. Too many hits of her drugs and from the enemies, and she went down with lethargy. Marius, however, got the elevator open. When he did, the rest of the slimes fell apart, oddly enough. We ran to Cheats to take a look at her and realized that the only way out was further in.
All right.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
I am
Incredible.
inspired.
You're welcome.
With that, the game is unpaused. The stage is yours. Currently, Cheats is laying down to the ground. Cheats, you currently have this sort of singed, almost like burned, slight scarring mark around your finger where the ring of sacrifice used to be. Marius, you will also sense, you'll kind of see the scuffed mark around your finger as well, as all that remains is dust upon your fingertips.
I think he'd have noticed during the sort of opening of the door that his hand, that connection, felt lighter. And now, currently in the process, having ran over and already kneeling, would lift her up and sort of holding her to his chest, would gesture for the rest of them towards the elevator.
All right. I will also remove your guidance. So currently, Marius is sort of like holding on to Cheats, like carrying her currently.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
Very much akin to like bridal style, like holding her back and underneath her legs, sort of holding her to his chest.
Okay. I'll just move Cheats in the meanwhile. You'll sort of walk in, and as you step into the elevator, you begin to feel this sort of heavy heat within the room itself. The temperature itself feels different. Almost not painful, but it definitely feels like a high temperature.
Okay. Ooh. Marius sort of looks to the rest of his companions. He's going to sort of look to Gareth for a moment and turn and be like, almost said Veldrin. Hold on, let me get my voice. Can you hold her for me?
Of course. He'll hold her over here and keep an eye on her.
And we are going to inspect this sort of paneling here.
All right. You can give me a Tinker Tools check or just a flat investigation.
We're new tinkers.
Ooh, lovely.
Natural one, baby.
We'd love to see that.
What an amazing way to start this off.
So as you begin to like poke around the panel with the tools, you're kind of like, you've obviously either mentally exhausted or just prepared for a fight with whatever was trying to stop you before. And as you're kind of going in, you're sort of tapping a couple of the panels, a couple of the circuits, and you're seeing a faint spark kind of, so there is a little bit of power into this, but all the panel shows is a red sort of like just a red flashing light, and it currently says deactivated. That is all you will discover with that roll.
Do I... Oh boy. Is there any way to figure out if this elevator can even work? If this might have all been for nothing?
You are free to make another check. It'll just take some more time.
Gotcha. How is the rest of the party feeling? Marius sort of for a moment stops, pulls one of the wires back before plugging it in again, and looks to the rest of his companions. How are we feeling in terms of progressing?
I'd like to check with Vizika. Vizika, what are you currently doing?
She's just gonna look for an on-off button.
Like on the panel itself.
Yeah.
While you see several buttons placed upon the top of the panel, doesn't seem to be an obvious on or off, but you're free to make an investigation check. Or even a general perception check if you'd like.
Perception.
All right. So as you kind of begin to like look around over the panel, probably disappointed at the fact that there isn't such an obvious on or off button, like a light switch. Obviously a poor and flawed design for an engineer. Why wouldn't you have something as simple as an on-off switch on this panel? But then as you begin to look around, you will notice that there are two sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Two panels of different kind. Specifically, emergency latch areas. One that you seem to be stepping on that allows you to descend deeper into the elevator shaft, and another right above you.
She's gonna hook her claws into the one below and like try to lift it up a little bit.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
What are you?
Hang on. Roll. Oh god. I'll get the hang of this one day.
No, you're good.
Ability check.
Perfect. With a slight strain, and everyone hears the sound of the panel being lifted up and slammed against the wall behind. As you look down, you will see a ladder that descends deeper into the station.
She's gonna sniff if there's any blood smelling or slime smelling things.
Perception check at advantage.
What are you doing?
We could go down there.
As you smell into the shaft, you will have the scent specifically of ash and smokes, specifically that of what would be a fire. Fortunately, as you continue to smell the area, it doesn't seem to be its source doesn't appear to be from below. Safe to assume that it is in fact above.
We could also go up, but I think it's burning up there. This doesn't smell good, but it's not coming from down there. It's really smoky.
She points up.
I can't reach that one.
Was she able to see all the way to the bottom of the shaft?
No, you don't see a bottom. The station itself is massive.
He would very gently sort of move Vazik out of the way, and pulling this small like ferrous rod from his chest, he's going to ignite it using his magical tinkering to create like a little glow stick that it basically has this like Luciferian light, and he would drop it and see how far it falls.
You'll watch as the glow stick sort of drop into the distance, and then you will see it no longer until finally you'll hear the echo of it hitting the bottom.
That is quite the painless drop. He would very gently close the latch before the dogs get in.
You would see an emergency sort of latched ladder that descends down as well before you close it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just a drop, it would be a thing that you'd be able to descend down.
Closing that, he would then reach a hand up and open the other latch.
You'll kind of like, lift up there and go ahead and give me a strength check. All right. As you kind of like lift up there, you'll kind of feel the like almost like the steam of the pistons of your suit like exerting a little bit. But even then, you still manage to, even with light struggle, push the latch up. And there you'll see smoke begin to fill into the elevator a bit, as broken metal and fire seems to be looming from up above.
Oh.
Told ya.
You'll also take note. Go ahead and give me a general intelligence check, please. At advantage, please. Roll again.
Okay.
Nice. You come to the conclusion that whatever is up there, or that up there would probably be where the command center is located. Either this is an event of misfortune, or much like the panel you were trying to hack into, someone is trying to stop your advance to the command center.
Okay. Closing the latch before it gets, before the air quality in here diminishes too quickly. He would turn.
Oh, wait. So, the path before us is tenuous at best. There's the ladder below that will take us further into the elevator shaft, deeper into Massive Station. And the path above us is blocked by carnage and fire.
A station this big probably has more than one elevator.
My thoughts exactly. If nothing else, there might be means of traversing up without using an elevator.
Maybe we should climb down from like the lightest to the heaviest, so like if something starts to creak in an ominous way, then, you know, that person can stop and go back.
That is incredibly dangerous.
What do you mean? Oh, I mean, one at a time.
When I dropped that feathers rod, it was several moments before it finally hit the ground. Who knows how long it'll take to get down it. If we go one at a time, we're separating ourselves.
But if we go all at the same time and we break the ladder, then we're all gonna die.
I suggest we explore a bit more before attempting to use this elevator in any way. It's obvious that we can't go up, but I don't know what the damage has done to the elevator itself.
Can I get out of here?
I'm not keep go. There's no reason to breathe in the smoke.
Okay.
As you
Vanya is unbuttoning the coat. Is just too hot.
Yeah, as you leave the elevator shaft, you'll start to feel it get a little bit cooler, as the stuffiness of the elevator itself seems to be limited.
Gareth will like kind of hold out cheats, see if Marius wants to take her back.
He would.
Okay.
So taking her back into his arms, he would follow suit with the rest of the party.
Excellent. So as you leave the elevator itself, what is your current plan?
My suggestion is we backtrack to the very entrance, and I'm going to try to use that computer at the front to try and find us an alternative route.
Excellent. All right. I will fast forward us an hour. Go ahead and give me a investigation check or Tinker's Tools within the computer itself to try and plan out a route.
Okay. Clarify for me, because I think it's I haven't done it yet.
Yes.
Guidance on self.
Yes, you can do that.
I will guidance myself. You would watch the small panels along the side of his helmet lift up. It wouldn't be the full halo like when he has Fox's Cunning. Instead, it would just be two panels that would lift up, revealing another two sets of eyes. And they would begin to almost have this rhythmic hum. We're going to cast guidance on myself, and then attempt to probe the facility's computer in attempts to finding another route or alternative route that we can take through the facility.
Understood. Oh,
wow.
Ruby. So kind of like going through back to the initial room, and going through the computer and just trying to see, it's going to route a little bit of telemetry data that you would have gathered from walking around. It specifically will review over some of maybe the camera footage that would be in the suit that you had itself and everything that would have been documented to sort of create this makeshift map, referencing some other things that the computer has access to, and unfortunately it is very limited. It'll document several other paths you could have gone through, being currently blocked due to unforeseen damage, as well as oxygen deprivation with several of these areas. A lot of damage has been dealt through the area. However, one of the things that you do have access to is some of the maintenance tunnels. One of them would actually go underneath the elevator itself, kind of descending all around. There are several paths through the maintenance tunnels that will take you to the command center. However, the most direct route would be through the armory, which is several floors below the promenade, that you would be able to access using the latch and the elevator shaft.
Okay. So we could attempt to find a maintenance tunnel to subvert a lot of the blockages or damage. However, the most direct route is through the elevator down into the armory.
Yes, essentially going down the armory, forcing yourself to open the door through there, where there is an escape maintenance hatch that leads to the command center. Specifically, that is used for if the station ever gets hijacked. It's a direct tunnel specifically from command to armory, so that all of the officers can arm themselves.
Master at Arms probably has direct access to the commander, and the commander can get safely away.
Correct.
Okay. Pulling the wires back to his forearm, Marius is going to look to the rest of his companions.
So, it would seem the most direct route for us to go, after some searching, is back through the elevator shaft. It would seem your idea is rather fruitful, Vizika. We need to travel down several floors until we can arrive at the armory. There's another auxiliary entrance that we can go through up to the commander's deck.
Okay.
Is either that, or we find our way through some of the maintenance tunnels. Another issue is that several of the areas are blocked off due to a lack of oxygen, meaning that there is structural damage to the facility itself.
Well, I'm not afraid of a little climbing. How's Cheats doing?
An hour will have passed while you guys were looking through this, so that is ultimately up to Momo. Momo, what's Cheats' general state right now?
She... You know those, like, moments in anime where the, like, characters' eyes are swirling and they're just like, That's Cheats. There's like a wafting of just leftover, almost like radiated aerosol coming out of her mask, and she seems like she might come around with time.
Okay.
Speaking of radiation, do I feel any continued effects from that? Or am I all good? Am I all good?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh.
Or a medicine check, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Try and self-diagnose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, being exposed to an element unknown, and hearing things of scientific nature affecting your physical form itself can be rather concerning. You don't feel too out of the ordinary. I say that because you've been exploring through this station, and you've already experienced and been through a lot with very little rest. But it's hard to tell whether you're experiencing adrenaline or if the radiation has taken hold of you. Only time and probably some good rest will be able to tell that tale.
Good.
Love that.
You'll also love this. Since you've spent an additional hour within the station trying to figure out some more things, it does not stop the station from actively working against you. Threat level has increased within the station.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought that only happened if we like optional rested.
Oh no, as time elapses, the station continues to move.
Okay.
Very good. As we're walking on back to the elevator, which is, I assume, where we'd like to go, is down to the armory. Any objections?
Sounds like the plan to take.
All right. Sort of still carrying cheats if she's still not fully functional. As he's walking, I'm going to use my last charge of defensive field as that hexagon-like pattern weaves itself over his armor, ripples for a moment, and then settles, and I'll gain 8 temporary hit points.
The barrier builds. All right.
And then lead the party back onto the elevator.
Excellent. Is it your intention to descend down the elevator shaft and over into the armory?
I want to give it a test. So the big thing, or the big concern for Marius, is that currently he's a big boy right now. Marius in his like guardian core, he's basically 8'8", like weighs a metric ton. He's I'm afraid that when I get on that ladder, it's going to break.
Right.
So we're gonna try and see if the homies can use it first.
Understood.
Hey, give me 1 second. Where is it?
What you doing?
Just for myself.
Hey, what if we like stood up here and like helped you get down with like a rope around your waist or something, and like we supported some of your weight from the elevator as you climbed down? So it's not all on the ladder.
Now that you mention it, I have been carrying 50 feet of rope in my pocket for the past who knows how long.
Yeah, me too, I think.
How convenient.
Because the elevator can clearly support your weight. Like, if we all stood up here and, like, tied a rope around you and didn't, like, lower you down because you're too heavy for that, I'm sorry. But, like, you know, like, held it, you know, to help alleviate a little bit.
There is an easier remedy. But it would require us to spend a fair bit of time, which I don't know if we want to do or not.
Yeah, probably not. Let's just use rope.
Would it be changing into your lighter frame?
Yeah, where are you going to leave the heavier stuff? What if we can't come back this way?
The core is all a part of itself.
Are you still have to carry it all?
How long do you need for that?
An hour.
Where does it go?
The material it's made out of is synthetic. It's not real. It adds its own density when I make it into my guardian core.
Oh.
When I transform to my infiltrator core, the density halves. It's using a lighter material.
Where does it get the density?
It comes from the core itself.
Can we be done with the science lessons and just, you know, get going, maybe?
Just say it's magic and let's move on.
His shoulders slump a little bit and he goes, oh, right. Apologies. Sometimes I miss Arkmund.
People are good to be there. Yeah, nerd, can we get going, please?
Just say it's magic. Holy fuck.
All right. So, what are you doing?
Yeah, we're gonna. I also, for some reason, have 50 feet of hempen rope.
Cool.
And some pitons and a hammer and a crowbar. I feel like I'm Veldrin for some reason. I guess we're gonna try and ease a little bit of the ladder's burden.
Gareth is like wrapping a rope around your waist from behind. And he's like starting to attach it.
Like romantically?
Maybe. You don't
Yeah.
know.
We're both making pottery right now.
Roll a romance check.
Finally.
I've been waiting.
Mm.
Oh my god.
It's not romantic. I'm sorry.
Thank
Not
Let me
yet.
change my notes.
Yeah, we're gonna put a tentative test first. We're gonna open up the latch again. This time using the two of the Ferris rods, they're going to sort of begin to blink from his armor like hazard lights almost. So that way they can at least illuminate a portion of the shaft that they're in. And I'm gonna try to put some of my weight onto this ladder.
Excellent.
Gareth assists.
All right. So the ladder itself, as you begin to put your weight there, doesn't bend at your heavy weight. You'll actually notice that these metal rungs are welded into the station itself, mainly made to handle individuals of a heavier weight, specifically if they are wearing a full suit of plate. Again, if a station is under attack. So as you kind of like just test the weight a little bit, it's structurally sound.
There is an audible sigh of relief as I fall through the hole. He'll look back to the rest of his companions.
All right. At least it seems so far that this portion of Master Station is structurally sound, so I can continue unabated. If we're all ready, I'd prefer to go last.
All
Very good.
right.
I will go first.
Okay. So what is your descending order?
Gareth.
I'll go second.
Zika will go third.
He'll try to stir cheeks.
Shakes. Wake up.
It's time that we move. If you're well rested, we're descending.
She'd not quite awake, just like nod like a sentry following orders.
Should we just use a rope to tie her around you, Marius?
I got it.
Oh, all right. Give me that back.
Do you what?
Yeah. Okay. Puts it into his pocket.
We'll wait a moment, and then, like a doctor, with a small one of the little Ferris rods, sort of peel open her eye to sort of test the dilation of her pupils to see how functioning she is.
She's functioning. What a constitution of 7. Yeah, she's functioning. The pupils are slow to react, but they react. She kind of like bats at his hand. Get out of my face. I don't need any more things in my.
Well, I need you to wake up. We're descending into the elevator.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you're next.
She kind of just blinks. She goes, my she'd like start to climb down.
Okay. So all of you are descending down the shaft, is that correct?
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Then I need athletics checks from all of you.
Oh boy.
Is it athletics?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proficient in athletics. Did you know?
We'll find
Do
out.
I have to do
Wowie.
anything like shift click or anything? Oh, just click.
Nope, just normal click.
Alright. Fucking.
I'm good at athletics.
Shut up. Okay. I didn't say good. Okay. I did not use that word.
I'm proficient in athletics. Do I actually need to click anything? DM, do I even need to do this test? This feels beneath me. All right. So as you will descend down, you will arrive on top of. You'll kind of arrive down into the area, and you will actually see the door that you're supposed to go that leads to the armory. Because there is no power, though, the door does not automatically open for you, which means you will have to find a way to breach the door.
Ready?
Is there enough, like, are we able to like step off onto a platform and there's room for all of us, or are we like
no.
still on the ladder?
You're still on the ladder.
Oh.
But
Marius.
there is a nice little ledge that you could hop onto where the door is, if you'd like, and then try and bounce your way there.
That's a pretty small ledge.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Vizika's gonna do it.
Vizika, give me the athletics check.
Yeah.
Excellent. Vizika leaps, trying to jump and grip her little pawsies over on the small ledge of metal, and loses her balance immediately, beginning to fall.
Vizika!
I'm going to try and catch her.
Yes. Give me a dexterity check, please. Specifically, only Vanya. Since Vanya was the first one to react with, I'm a catcher.
Ability check?
Yes, please. You will grab Vizika's paw. Now she's dangling there. What would you like to do?
I want to use the momentum, kind of like swing a couple times, and then kind of propel her upwards so that she can grab on the ladder.
Okay.
Again.
No other check required. You do so easily. And then Vizika, if you choose to, you can grab onto the ladder.
She does.
All right.
Oh, you should have tossed me to the ledge. I miscalculated a little bit.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
What is happening down there?
Be careful. Marius, the door is not working. Do you have any suggestions? Is there a panel at the door?
Give me a perception check. You see what you believe to be a maintenance panel by the door.
Okay. It looks like there's some sort of panel you might be able to tinker with, but it's no easy feat reaching the platform where the door is.
I can attempt it all the same, but we'll need to move further down the ladder.
Roger that. He'll scoot down.
All right. You all will descend down the ladder further.
God, it's just a perilous jump to this ledge, right?
Because you
Don't
all
worry,
are
Bonnie will catch
you
you.
all
I
are
won't
right
be
here.
able to catch you, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Cheats in her like state would just like hold out her arms. Come on, big guy, I'll catch you.
Oh, May the Reaper take me quickly.
I'm going to attempt with one arm, 1 foot onto the ladder. Try to use and reach over, see if I can reach a hand over to grab the inlet that's there. Is that far enough, or am I way too far from it?
Oh, either way, you will require an athletics check to maintain that balance. Okay. You kind of like reach out a little bit, extend your leg, and now your body's like split a little bit between the panel and the ledge that you're at. Go ahead and give me another one. You kind of, but you still stand there, able to maintain your balance, but not really much to do anything else. Give me another one.
He's sort of like, he's sort of testing the distance. You can hear the hydraulics in his arm sort of extending a little bit further, and he's like,
who fucking built this elevator?
Oh my god.
He begins to he begins to plummet.
I'm a fucking Christ. Try to catch myself, because if these guys try to catch me, I'm taking their arms.
I reach out with my whip and make like a cool. I try to lock my whip across the thing so he has something to land on.
Athletics, please.
What if I do it like acrobatically?
Wait. You tried to catch me?
Athletics, please.
This is gonna be great.
What if she like whips out her whip.
It's not so much about hitting the target. That's easy. It's about able to not make that target fall anymore. That's what I'm looking for. So athletics, please.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hey.
So as you whip, and it kind of like hooks around Marius, the whip just pulls out of your hand, and Marius plummets down. So, Marius, do you have a reaction of any kind?
Oh baby, I would if I was smart. The only thing we're gonna try to do. The only thing we're gonna try to do is try to catch onto any of the nearby ledges.
I have a question.
Yes.
With a reaction.
Wait, aren't I inspired?
You are. However, the result was already determined, so you can't use your inspiration now. You have to let me know as you're doing the action. What the
fuck is wrong with you?
All right.
She jumps with him to try to do a cool acrobatic thing with him in the air as a reaction.
I must interrupt you, because first I have to resolve some things, as this is all within the same round. You spent your action this round to try and whip him and failed, and now he is plummeting. He's going to attempt to grab, and then after this happens, you're free to do something else.
I had a question.
Yes.
A hypothetical question.
Yes, please.
If I could, because he's falling from above, if I could use deflect missiles to kind of like, as he's going down, like nudge him towards the ladder or something, like reach out.
Yeah, just fucking shout at
If
you.
that's possible.
Like, you're gonna like juggle me midair.
Yeah, whether or not because deflect missiles doesn't use ki, but she would use ki if necessary to move something that large.
I will not let you know what the results of that would be, but you are free to make an unarmed strike attack as part of your deflect missile.
Okay.
She said bet.
So click deflect missiles or click unarmed strike?
Oh, unarmed strike.
Okay.
Holy.
Swing and a miss. As you kind of like go in for like the kick, you think as he's falling, you're like, all right, if I just kick him, the force will send him over. And then all you feel is air as he plummets so quickly with that mass that he has that he's gone before you even realize it.
right.
Marius,
Dumb ways to die, baby.
one more athletics check, please.
Oh.
All right. So you kind of reach out with the hopes that you can stop yourself. So as you go and reach out, you hear like the bending of the metal as you're holding on to the latch of the ladder, dropping almost about 3 stories, like in that instant. And as you are holding on, you just kind of you feel your body slam against the back and your arm twists unnaturally.
Give me that. Give me that fall damage, baby.
You got it. 9 points
Yes,
of
sir.
fall damage. And you're just kind of like holding on now with one arm. You feel your arm tensing up as you're trying to squeeze on to dear life. You're uncertain if this is just your choice, your ability, or if survival instinct is now kicking into your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine there's that physical strain, not only on his prosthetic, but also the sort of enhanced spine, because that's how leg and arm prosthetics are meant to work. So there's probably a lot of tearing that just happened. And there is a very audible sort of groan of pain as he's just hanging.
By the way, Cheats' whip is currently wrapped around your waist.
So
Marius!
what is our order now?
And Mario, she just screams at his name.
Currently, the order is Marius is the farthest down, then Gareth, then I think Vanya, Vizika, then Cheats.
Okay.
And then you feel it, Marius. The heat. As you look down, something red seems to be ascending up the shaft.
One more time, sorry.
You feel heat. You feel the temperature rising, and then you see this like red glow from underneath you, kind of getting a little brighter as if something is approaching.
I'm 30 feet beneath them, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's gonna call out. How far does this look? The remaining distance between me and the light?
You can make a perception check.
Oh baby, yeah. As we're peering, he's gonna call out.
There's something coming.
So you kind of can tell it seems to be coming not from below, but almost like off to the side a little bit, since a lot of these elevator lift shafts, they don't just go up or down, they kind of go all around the station. So sometimes you'll have horizontal shafts, sometimes you'll have vertical shafts. And so this is from like a horizontal shaft.
Yeah, he'd have called out to all of them, and he's going to. What have I caught on to? What am I currently?
Currently, you're what appears to be a mechanically stress test ladder rung that is slightly bent from the impact of you holding on.
So I'm on the ladder.
Yes, you are.
Let's start going up.
All right. So I'm assuming taking the dash, you'll kind of like go up a little bit. The party will be right above you as you would rush up the ladder. You would bump into Gareth, or like Gareth would be right above you.
Gareth will look up at the rest of the party and just say, "Go back up!
Toss me to the ledge!"
Just go to the elevator at this point."
I can open it.
What are you doing, Vizika?
She's asking to be tossed.
Toss me.
Throw
I
me!
have the balance.
Can I reach her?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Right above
I'm gonna try and toss her. Can I use my inspiration to do that?
Yes. So how we're going to handle this, just because of the way we're doing this, I will spend your inspiration to have Vizika have an advantage on her athletics check to try and leap back onto the ledge.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, inspiration spent. Okay. As she leaps, you will watch as you're climbing up and everyone slowly begins climbing up. You will see, Marius, the shadow of this furry ball sort of like over, like hang over you for a moment, like overpass you. And before you'll notice, you'll see Vizika keeping her balance at the ledge, her body pressed against the door of the armory.
We'll stop, sort of looking down and seeing, sort of watching the light, and just sort of seeing what's gonna happen.
All right. Is that anyone else doing anything this round besides Vizika?
I mean, Gareth would be climbing up if others are climbing up. But if there's people in the way, then...
Is everyone else climbing up while Vizika's against the door?
Vizika's like, I'll climb past. That's fine.
I'm gonna wait.
All right. But everyone else is ascending the ladder. Is that correct?
Is Cheats ascending the ladder?
That's why I'm at.
If like everyone below her is trying to go up, yeah, she would.
I'm just waiting for everyone else.
All right. So right now,
Yes.
the scene.
It's like her attention is on Marius, so she's like, "What? Yeah, sure." She's just like fumbling as like her legs tink against the metal. Ting, 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 ting.
Cheats, Gareth, and Vanya begin to ascend up. Marius, you'll kind of get to the same level that Vizika's at, currently her body pressed up against the thin ledge of the armory door, and you're right just about horizontally level with her. So Vizika, what are you doing?
She's gonna kind of sniff and poke at this panel on the door and look for an open door button.
Give me a perception check, please. You look all around this panel and you see a variety of ports and doohickeys and things that, you know, you've seen Marius jam into to like interact with it. But once again, poor design. No open door button.
Well, all right. She can read and she's been around a little bit, so she's not totally inept with technology.
Of course.
But
yeah, and when I say that, I'm not saying like you're like, how come it doesn't say open door? But like there isn't like an obvious like to the tech, like the conveniences that you're used to. There doesn't seem to be a version of that with this panel.
She's gonna look at Marius. Can you like get like a long wire? Like I can plug it in and you can do your thing from the ladder.
DM.
Yes, I mean, so the wire itself extends out about 10 feet. So you can sort of like lasso it over to her and then she could plug it in so you could hack from where you are. Yes, it's entirely sound.
Fantastic. Sort of one arm and both feet, sort of 3 points of contact on the ladder. The other hand comes up, opening the panel on his forearm. He's going to withdraw the wire to its full length and then sort of hold it out and then sort of using that momentum to try and sort of flick it towards her to catch it.
Okay. You'll toss it, and Vizika, you will catch on to it very easily just from the general toss over to where you're at. You are now holding on to the wire.
I'm gonna look at, where do I plug it in?
There should be a port that matches that exact shape at the end. It'll have a small divot at the top, usually a triangular point. If you need to, you might need to get behind the panel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, is this it?
I can't see, so try it.
She tries it.
How hard do you press this in?
Gently. She's got little claws.
Okay. You encounter resistance as you're trying to push it in.
Should it be easy?
There should be a little bit of resistance, but if you feel it's not moving, don't push too hard. You will break it.
She pushes a little harder.
It's going in, but you still feel that resistance.
I mean, like, it's moving, but, like...
It should be just a click.
She tries to make it click.
How do you try to make it click?
Just a little firmer.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
She looks around for another port.
If there's enough tension to make your hand tremble or strain, it isn't it. You also have to make sure that the triangles are lined up.
She flips it upside down and tries again.
It clicks it.
Oh! Yeah, that was it!
Mario says nothing.
Amazing.
He's just gonna slowly nod to himself. He's gonna mute the inside of his helmet so whatever he says can't be heard. And then
What does he say? What does he say? What does he say?
he just says he misses Arkman.
I miss Arkman. Miss Arkman so much. Give me a Tinker's Tools check, please.
Indeed.
As you go in, you will find the command that opens the door. Would you like to activate that command now?
Is there any sort of security warning on this door, or any sort of security level on this door? And how much power does this door have? Is it even able to be opened?
That's a good point. Well, you do start to feel the heat of the shaft raise up as you assess this question. Would you like to investigate more?
You know what? I'm sure whatever's waiting on the other side of that door, ready to fucking Spartan kick Vazika into the elevator shaft, is totally fine. So we're just going to try and access the command.
All right.
Slow fall.
As you access the command, the door will open, and Vazika, you will stumble in.
I'll call up to the others.
The door's open, come back!
Are we playing a game? I'm gonna start going down.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just checking to see what everyone's strength level is at.
Don't look at me. Stop it.
All right.
All
of you,
okay, I'm not strong.
all of you can safely hop across the way without an athletics check. The only one that will require one is Cheats.
Ooh.
We're gonna try to assist.
You may give me an athletics check at advantage, Cheats.
Yeah, I think once everybody was like across, she just there's this like look of trepidation and horror as she looks at the gap between the door and the room in front of her. I think it would be probably apparent to Marius that she's staring at the door frame. It's not gonna close, right?
Seeing that, which way did the door open? Was it horizontally or vertically?
Horizontally.
Okay. He would sort of press a shoulder into one of the sort of groove that's there, and then mount his other hand up to the other edge to sort of show that, if nothing else, he'll try to keep it from closing.
Yeah, she'd nod and nod and nod
I'm here. Don't worry.
and nod. And she'd jump.
You leap over to the other side with ease. You make it to the other side.
Oh,
Vanya, are you also leaping to the other side?
Yes.
Beautiful. You also do so with ease. And Marius, as you move away from the door, you'll kind of watch it slam shut.
What?
That was an ordeal.
Do we hear like the sound of the fire that was coming up on the other side of the door?
No.
No?
But then again, these doors are sealed very well, considering it's a space station.
I see. What are all of these things?
Same from the hallways that you saw before, just the tapestry of the mastiff station and the emblem that kind of decorates this room.
Vanya's dope-ass cloak.
For gore. True.
That's right.
And these things, are these...
Those are the emblemed cloaks.
Right,
yeah.
right. Oh, okay. Wait, they have different tapestries?
This isn't a tapestry. It's sort of like metal jutting out as part of the wall itself. Nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing that you would see that you'd have to interact with would be this door over here.
Yeah, sort of seeing the room, seeing the familiar, like, plated flooring. As Marius would step up, he would grab the Sentinel's flask and use the last 2 remaining charges that he has on it.
Hey, that's awesome. Here we go. A 1, a 2. You're at 64 health.
I think that's the most it's ever healed me. My God.
The Sentinel's flask is now at 0 charges.
Is it possible to pour from one Sentinel's flask into another?
You can try.
Try. I mean, is it like a liquid that pours?
There are 2 ways you can go about this, because we did kind of do a little inquiry of Sentinel's flask last session with not much success. Because you're asking a different inquiry, you can do a medicine check or arcana check, or you can just try and see what happens.
I'd like to do one of those. Probably medicine.
I leave it up to you.
I'll do medicine.
Ooh, with a 20. A Sentinel's flask has from within it a sort of engineered, best way to describe parasite is what it is, that over time will begin to create the shadow stuff that is within the flask itself. However, the transference of this stuff between 2 different flasks would require a special tool and cannot be used on the field.
Okay.
But as far as that, and that's just more of like, there is all you know is there's a living entity within the flask that produces the healing shadow stuff for you. But that's about as relevant information as you've got.
It just works, okay?
Well,
What's up with the science?
Just call it magic.
God, can we move on from the science?
Apologies. No, I want to make sure I wasn't sounding like, I don't know, just get off my back. No, as in with the information that you have, if this is a topic you wish to learn more about, you still have so much more to learn about the flask.
Understood.
This is just more of a general understanding from the check that you got.
Cool. Very good.
Are we all ready to proceed?
Gods, brother, we almost lost you. Are you all right?
Crystal.
There's a moment where there's no like immediate reaction from Marius, and then there's this sort of like realization that dawns on the metal face where he goes,
Some part of my brain, I believe, blocked out that fall.
He'd then sort of feel the pain in his shoulders and how stiff his arms have been, and he goes,
How far did I fall?
Really, real far.
About 3 stories,
You
I'd say.
He'd sort of reaching a hand up, sort of pull at the panel on his shoulder, and it would click and hiss until it eventually opens. And there, I imagine one of the main joints is like physically strained on his prosthetic.
Ooh.
Like a portion of it is probably bulging, like almost broken within its own socket. And he sort of looking at that goes,
well, that's very bad.
Are you gonna be alright?
Yes.
Can we do anything for you?
I've already taken enough time. When we get back to the barge, I'll just need some rest outside of my armor. That's all.
Just let me know if my spit can help.
Yes, or mine.
there's the
Yes,
hand
please.
comes up and pats Gareth on the shoulder.
Thank you.
How are you doing in terms of spell slots, Vanya?
Spell slots.
Where your spit
Slots.
I don't think you have spent a single spell this entire dungeon.
I'm not a spellcaster, buddy. I
Spit slots.
How are your
Saliva
spit slots?
slots.
Hit dice?
Your spit slots. No, you're a
slots?
spellcaster. You're a
Well, I
ranger.
mean, where do I see how many spell slots I have?
You click spell book in your character sheet.
Yes.
And then you scroll
And then-
down and you'll see first level, you'll see 4-4, and then you'll see second level,
I have all of them.
3-3.
I have all of them.
Yes.
Oh,
4 first level, 3 second level. So
You've-
All
many.
of the slots.
All of the slots.
You've done 0 spitting
Oh.
today.
None. So much saliva. Just
so much saliva. Yeah.
Bet.
50 below. No, 50 above. Yes.
I'm quite all right. I appreciate you.
oh.
Should that change, there's a button here underneath my helmet.
He would show, because Vizika already knows, but he would show Vanya.
There is a button here that activates the sort of emergency latch for my helmet. If I fall or look like I'm in dire need, press it and do your work.
Oh.
Spit on
okay.
my face.
I gesture at the raccoon in the corner. No!
Huh?
Nothing. I thought I saw something. That fall must have done something to me. Are we ready to continue?
Can I? She like gestures to his like waist.
He looks down. Oh.
Sort of reaching a hand down for a moment. His fingers can't, like, these large fingers can't get around.
These meat sticks.
Like,
She
trying
like
to, like,
slap
poke-
at his hand. Stop! All right, stop. Just like try to undo her.
I'm sorry.
Whip.
I completely forgot it was there.
Yeah, don't worry, it didn't fucking help.
Can I give potions to people since we're
You sure can,
playing?
buckaroo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? I give a potion of healing to everyone.
Whoa!
Everyone gets one.
Where did you get
gets a
this?
potion.
She had 5.
Wow.
Listen, I'm saving them up for a time that we need them, which is now. Here you go.
Oh,
God
Thank you.
damn.
sort of take it for a moment and be like,
Hot.
Whoops! Done. Nope.
oh, whoa!
Nope.
What was that? Hey.
I was trying to read more about it.
Hey.
And I didn't mean to do that.
All right. So
Yeah, well,
everyone now has a potion added to their inventory.
yeah, I'll drink it. Fuck it. There's he reaches up, hits the latch on his helmet, it peels back, and then he'll take a drink.
Nice.
What does the like What does the potion bottle look like?
Oh, are you talking about the potions of healing?
Yeah.
They are very thin vials with a little bit of this sort of red fizzy substance at the bottom.
Yeah, I think Cheats would kind of turn away from the group, like go over here, and there would just be this like sound where she like covers her like head with her hood, and then starts like to drink the the thing.
Yep.
Is drinking your own potion like non-Sentinel's flask an action or a bonus action?
Bonus action.
Yeah, what's up, Mariah?
Okay.
What's up?
Well, you got did you drink 2? You greedy cat girl.
What the fuck? I didn't do that one.
I did that
8.
one. I rolled it for
Oh. Right, I forgot.
I want
He
to
does
drink
that.
on charge of my Sentinel's flask.
Oh, is it? Wait, you said there's like a fizzy bottom?
you. Yeah.
Is this like a cherry soda that I'm drinking right now?
I mean, it's kind of got the carbonation of one, I dare say. It doesn't taste like cherry soda. Imagine carbonated cough syrup.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
Wait,
Oh man.
Dude, Big Pharma and IO sucks. What the fuck?
Bazika, are you using your Sentinel's flask?
Wait, never mind. That uses hit dice.
Sure does. Buckaroo. Fine. Excellent. You spent the potion. How many potions do you have? 1 or 2?
One more remaining.
Excellent. Thank you.
Where's everybody getting these health potions?
Gareth will drink. I don't see it in my inventory, but he will drink it.
Where the fuck did it go? Give me a second.
Cheats would replace her like mask. There's like this clicking sound, and she'd pull her hood down and turn back to the group. Thanks, Anya.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
I've been in this day more times than I admit. I'll be fine. She like taps her arm.
I'm very grateful for the potion. Thank you. It's been a
It was
while
really
since I've
tasty.
imbibed one of them.
As Vazika's finishing gulping down her health potion, Gareth will kind of sternly say, Vazika, now,
What?
I'm sure you're aware of how reckless that jump was. Just give it a little more thought next time. I know it worked out this time, but we can't have everyone just doing whatever they feel like.
How old are you?
Why do you ask?
I need to know.
Are you trying to see if you're older than me?
I need to know.
I'm 32.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm 33.
You know, funnily enough,
Gareth just like stares forward over her at the wall across the room. Just turns and comes over.
I didn't know you were 32. I'm also 32.
Just kiss already.
Oh, we are brothers, so. Oh, excuse me. Anyway.
Sweats are part of me. God, so strong.
But no, I get it. You know, you should have just tossed me from the
is.
get-go.
We were just worried. I was worried about Marius, and there was something
good
coming.
toss.
We could have reset and come back down the ladder safely, potentially. So, it worked out. That's all. Let's move forward then.
Are you advancing over into the next room?
Is there a porthole to see into the room, or is it just
It's just a door.
sheer? Are we ready to move on?
I'm ready.
Let me sniff at it.
I cast guidance on her.
Give me a perception check at advantage.
At advantage
Massive
plus
sniff.
guidance?
Yes, please. 1d4. Roll it. Here, I'll roll it for you. Oh no! Ooh, so good. You
He's so
smell.
sassy.
You smell metal, clean metal.
Metal.
As your tongue gently presses against the door.
Don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing?
Nickel. Nickel.
Oh.
Light
She opens
quartz.
the door.
It's a door.
So you are opening the door, correct?
Yeah.
You enter into what appears to be this sort of manufacturing wing. You're clearly in the armory now. The panel is lit over here.
Jeez.
What's this?
Yeah.
It's just like metal jutting down to the wall. Nothing of note. Let me know if you guys are doing anything in particular or investigating anything, and I will let you know what it may pertain to.
Yeah, he would pause for a moment, sort of looking back at the doorway, and then seeing Cheats very quickly rush through it.
If you would like from now on.
Sort of when the others are walking away.
If you would like from now on, I can hold the door.
Yeah.
Understood.
All
I think
right.
there's a bomb over there.
What?
What?
What did she say?
What do you say? What?
There's a blinking red light.
Oh, this red light is hanging on the wall, not on the object.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Right.
all you see here is a metal crate, and there's a light on the wall itself, but not
see.
on there. Yeah.
I thought it was like the crate was blinking a red
No,
light.
no.
Understood.
And a little timer's on there. Yeah. No.
I would be looking around definitely for any ammo I can find, anything that I can use to reinforce my
Sure.
weapon.
What would
any
you
parts.
go over to where you would look first this round?
That's where I am.
Okay, and then so
I don't know if that is
No, that's
something
fine.
that yeah.
I ask because I just need to know where you're at when you're interacting with things.
Right.
So thank you for clarifying.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yours
you'll
would assist as well if she's like rifling through things.
yeah, go and do an investigation check from the two of you. One of you can roll at advantage, and the other one can not roll, depending on who's
Are you
doing the
good?
investigating.
Go
I'm
for it.
investigating because I'm
Uh,
not particularly.
no, you go.
wanted to. Oh, I go.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
Go
You
give
said
me
an
a
advantage.
yes, a shift click, please. All right. You kind of look over
Oh,
to
wait,
these.
that was intimidation.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
investigation.
Oh, sorry. I didn't-
Well,
Alright. That's better.
Ooh,
Let's
there
fucking
we
go.
oh my god!
So you'll
I
kind of
want to intimidate the shit out of this panel. Whatever I'm searching.
yeah, so you're kind of looking over at these shelves with old plating that's kind of scattered about it. And as you're just sort of looking at this, like this leftover tech, unfortunately, you don't find anything of value within that vicinity.
Damn it! That's
Kinda
just
like-
junk.
Actually, that might depend. How are you looking through that area?
How?
Yes.
Well,
How-
I'm looking to see if since it's an armory, I'm trying to see where they might have stockpiled.
Oh, I,
stuff,
I
where they're
understand.
storing-
What I'm
Right.
asking is, how are you investigating? Are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing to investigate?
I mean, I'm like rifling through it with my hands.
Okay.
Just yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Rush.
But yeah, unfortunately, you find it there doesn't seem to be anything there. Marius, what are you currently doing? I'll be hopping between everyone.
I'm down to let everybody else go first, sort of explore the room before Mario starts touching any panels. He's sort of seeing if
Understood.
they find anything first.
Vizika, what are you doing?
She's sniffing around,
Okay.
For anything edible.
These are all windows, and as you look through it, you'll see space.
She's continuing to sniff around.
Okay.
Did you say for anything edible?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check. At advantage.
And also, anything edible or medical.
All right. With a perception of 20, you do not smell anything edible. And I'll need some exact actions of what you're doing within this room.
Oh, she's like.
Or what's the next thing you're going to do? What's the thing you're doing currently?
She's smelling for anything edible or medical, and she's kind of like going up to these shelves, and if they're openable.
This right here you kind of see is a conveyor belt that is currently not active. And then you'll notice these two mechanical arms over here.
God, I thought it was like lockers. What is this? Is this like
shelves? Those are old like plates. It looks like to be dismantled like plate armor, like security armor stuff, but they're dismantled of no value. So
she's searching these barrels?
Right. So what I need to know from you, because we're kind of in a like fake initiative right now. This round, currently, Vanya and Gareth were investigating this area. So I needed to know, what are you doing during this time?
Okay, are these barrels?
Those are barrels.
Okay, then that is what she would have searched for, anything edible or medical.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, or if you're using, are you moving the barrels? Are you just smelling over them? What are you doing exactly?
She would open them if she can. She'd
okay,
like
then I'll need an investigation from you.
Okay.
So as you kind of look, you will actually see a lot of this like old discarded fluid, whether it be old oil or different types of chemicals that keep the ship operational. You won't touch any of it, but as you kind of like go around a little bit, you'll feel a little bit of the like, you'll kind of poke one of it, you'll feel like an acidic sting a little bit. These barrels are definitely a little dangerous.
Oh.
But highly inactive. Cheats, what are you currently doing?
Cheats is kind of just like standing there, like arms wrapped around her torso and just like twitchy as she watches them work.
All right. And then Vanya, what are you doing?
I would like to search. Is this a crate in front of me?
It is.
I'd like to search this crate if I can open it.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check. All right. So, as you reach out for the crate and open it, you are horrified of what's inside.
It's a mimic, isn't it?
As the crate opens up, you will see it seems to have some teeth of its own, Jesus. And reacts to you as you see
gun.
You see this, and you open up, and it seems to have an entire armory within its contents.
Yo,
this
Grenades?
art.
I haven't fought a mimic in years.
This art was made by Dyer, and this is called
so fucking sick.
And this is called the Arsenal Mimic. And I'm glad you are excited about fighting this thing, Crown, because this is no ordinary mimic. This is a boss mimic, motherfucker. Welcome to boss number 2 of the dungeon.
Oh my god.
And we will be starting with a surprise round. All right. So, I'll hit begin. I'm going to go ahead and start the music, and once the music starts, we will be doing the surprise round before starting the actual combat. Please hold. Does anyone need to use the restroom before we begin? Or get some water?
Or I'll pee.
All right.
Get some water real quick.
Yeah, all right. We'll take a few minute break, and then we'll get started. See you guys in a little bit.
there I was.
I unmuted.
Welcome.
To Dungeons and
Barbecue
Dragons.
sauce on it. What?
Yeah.
What?
Wait a minute.
What's up?
So there I was about to eat one of my players.
Barbecue sauce on my burger.
What? All right, let's
What's up?
let's begin. Let's get to it. And just to recount the scene, you kind of watch as like Vanya's looking around through these barrels and eventually gets over to this crate, hoping that this is where any ammunition would be. She kind of reaches over and lifts, and as she lifts, her hands are stuck to the top of the case, and as she's pulling, it's not moving. And then the crate slowly begins to open on its own. And as it does, you watch as the fangs begin to grow out. You'll see this pseudopod emerge from the mouth. And it has these various slimy appendages, much like what you saw from the floor above, holding onto an array of different weapons and armor, perhaps even the whole armory. And as it like lifts up, it just kind of... and it just opens wide because it's about to get a nice little tasty treat.
Yum.
All right, it opens up, and let's start with the surprise round. So I unpause. Surprise round. We're gonna take a big old bite.
Does that rifle have a forward grip on that thing?
Hey, don't worry about it. So the first thing I have to see.
This music's a fucking bop. Goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting with restrained. And we're starting with grappled immediately. With that, shift. We're gonna do a advantage bite. That's a crit.
What?
As you watch as it bites almost Vanya completely in half. All right, this might.
My fucking god!
Let us begin.
Goodbye.
What the fuck?
62 points
You
of
were
damage
saying
dealt to Vanya.
about not ever.
Just leave her. It's too late.
Your body almost goes into shock. Fortunately, this is where the mouth opens back up and the encounter begins. Vanya, it's your turn. You are currently restrained and grappled. If you wish to escape, you will have to make a strength saving throw as an action to try and get out.
Right. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. I am going to first of all hit my dread ambusher, and I'm not gonna try to escape. I am going to hit with my glaive.
One moment, please. You may have a penalty.
With my glaive?
Yes, because you are currently
Because I'm
restrained by this creature. Yes. So while you are restrained, your attack rolls. Oh yeah, your attack rolls have disadvantage currently.
Oh fuck. Well,
you may still.
Never mind that then.
You may still attempt
let's
to
not do
attack,
that.
but it will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, that might be not worth it. Can I do my bonus action first? Can I just sip all my Sentinel Flask charges?
One moment. You cannot.
Ah, cool.
Because you are restrained by this thing that is now trying to go in for another bite.
Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. Okay, well then I'm gonna just make a saving throw and try to escape.
All right.
Because I can't do anything else. Yeah, strength, you said?
Strength saving throw, please. Hey, as you try and pull out, you just feel the squeeze getting tighter.
I can feel the squeeze, feel the squeeze, feel the squeeze. Well, I guess that's it. I guess I can't do anything else. Is that correct? I guess that's correct.
Correct. At the end of your round, the arsenal mimic, the armory mimic, takes a legendary action to bite down again.
Can I use my inspiration to make him fail? I don't know if that's a thing I can.
Yes, you can do. It won't make it fail, but you can take it in legendary action in its place. But I'll
take a legendary action in its place to prevent it from eating Vanya.
Cool. Just in the future, though, I will give you a moment to use your inspiration action. If I start beginning with my legendary action, you're unable to do that anymore. Just FYI. But you're good. Yes, so it is now. You have an action. What would you like to do?
Move.
All right. You can take the dash action as your legendary action.
Yep. We'll do that.
Let's see your movement speed currently. 40?
40.
Okay, cool. Awesome. You crew 4 charges, and now it is your actual turn.
Sick. Yeah, we will, there's like a instinctual, like, look down at her hand where she's like, but, she will, upon seeing no ring, begrudgingly take her drugs.
Excellent.
My bonus action.
All right, you are haste. You still have 4 charges.
Indeed. We're actually going to we're gonna use our action to hopefully be a help action to help pry her out of this restraint.
Understood. Go ahead, Vanya, make another strength saving throw. Insufficient. You begin to see it just tightening and squeezing. There, you will take a note that its pseudopod seems to be wrapped around Vanya. You may be able to attack the pseudopod.
Yeah, I will use my second action to attack the pseudopod.
With your hasted action?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I believe you can only do an attack if you took the attack action this round, which you did not do.
It says you get an additional action on each of your turns. That action can only be used as an attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object.
You are correct. Go for it.
I'm gonna attack that little weird tongue thing.
Yeah. All right, 26. You will hit it. Give me 1 second. I have to do a little reading. 26 will hit.
I would like to use my charges.
Okay. Make another strength saving throw, Vanya. As the pseudopod ripples around.
Do I get sneak attack?
Yes, you do.
Hell yeah, sneak attack!
7 is insufficient. All right, you're going to take 12, 19, 31 plus 4. That's 35 points of damage. Let's watch the hit points go down. Excellent.
Perfect.
And yeah, it still grapples around Vanya.
And she will call out, I can't get it free! And that will be my turn.
At the end of Cheats' turn, as a legendary action, the mouth goes down.
Oh no.
That will be a hit or 36 points of damage.
It was nice knowing y'all.
As you'll watch as her body kind of gets pulled in as the mimic looks like it's starting to bite down upon her. She is currently unconscious. And now, fun. Now it is the mimic's turn. The mimic kind of like hops over a little bit and just lashes out the pseudopod over at Cheats.
Hey.
That's a critical miss. Cheats, you are granted your inspiration back. And that's the end of the Armory Mimic's turn. Gareth.
Oh, man. This movement. All right. Okay. Well, I will move there and, Shoot.
Oh, and one more thing at the end of the Armory Mimic's turn. Now you may go.
Oh, great. Does it like flicker? Like
you begin to
anything
watch
visible?
as its mouth is sparking from within. And then you will see this blended array of various cannons and laser rifles that seems to be charging up within the gullet of this creature.
Oh, okay. So is Vanya inside of its mouth right now?
Yes, dangling out.
Dangling out.
Yes.
If I were to throw something into its mouth, could I avoid her, or would it be really hard to do that?
You can strike the creature and not strike Vanya.
But like throw something in its mouth?
What are you throwing?
An explosive vial?
Yes, if there is an AoE effect, that will target Vanya as well.
All right. Jesus. Okay. I will bust out for probably the first time my light crossbow.
Ooh!
And take a shot at the mimic.
Miss. It just deflects off.
Knew I should have practiced this more.
You do have extra attack.
Yeah. I'll take another.
That will hit 10 points of damage.
That's better.
You'll watch as this thing just sort of rolls out. Vanya just kind of comes out. As it hits, it kind of spews out a little bit, kind of as a knee-jerk reaction.
Okay. In that case...
Oh, is that light crossbow magical or mundane?
Mundane. AF.
All right. It resists your mundane damage.
Okay. I'll spend one superiority die to use a maneuver bait and switch. Which will let me swap with Vanya, and I can try and push her, into safety there. And then, until the start of your next turn, you or the other creature, your choice. I'll give it to me, because I don't think it matters when she's down, right? Her AC. I get a bonus to my AC of... That didn't roll a number. Oh, I gotta do the superiority die.
Nodders.
Plus 3 AC. Okay. And that's it, I think.
At the end of his turn, I'd like to use my legendary action.
Let's go, Momo!
I would like to, with my arms, I would like to wrap around Vanya and lock them and use my leg strength to pull her away.
All right, so you'll be doing a half-word dash.
Yes.
What's your haste increased your speed by 10 feet, correct?
Haste doubles my speed.
Then you can move with Vanya currently 40 feet away.
Which we do! Come, my sweet child. Come.
You accrue 4 charges.
Come. Yes.
All right, which drops the beginning of your turn, but in case you get a reaction. Okay. That just completely skips over. Now it is Marius's turn.
Okay. Marius pulling out his wire, sort of tapping on the panel, like, oh, wow, this place actually has power. Here's the crunch, looks past the machinery to see whatever the fuck is going on over there.
It has the properties of the slimes that you're facing off against upstairs.
He goes, would immediately, seeing Vanya down, grab a vial from his chest, or pull one of the adrenaline tonics from his chest, stab down, and going to use one of my spell slots to cast Cure Wounds on Vanya. Vitality stimulant ready.
No longer grappled, no longer restrained, no longer unconscious. Vanya, you awaken.
You're right.
Get her on her feet.
Oh, I fucking fly into the wall, apparently.
Get her on her for sure. You're dead.
Fly too.
20, 25, 30, 35. That's my turn. Where's my little initiative counter?
At the end of your round, a legendary action, the armorer mimic takes. You'll see that rifle it's holding. It whips it up and it kind of like shakes it around a little bit, charging this sort of like plasma into it, and it just releases this wild shot over to a charging Marius. This will be a disadvantage because Gareth is in melee range. As we do, and I love this attack, the wild shot.
The wild shot.
It misses.
Are those... I'm sorry.
Yes.
I adjust my glasses. Those D20s?
Yes, those are 2 D20s actually. Thus, the wild shot.
Oh my fucking god.
Vizika.
Yeah. Wow, that's big. 5, 10, 15. She hops up onto the barrels and takes a swing. We swang in.
Oh my god, who do you grant inspiration to?
Points with her fingers at Gareth.
All right, inspiration granted to Gareth.
It's going to attack again.
Miss.
All right, and then unarmed strike bonus action.
Hit. 7 points of damage.
Ha
You have your key punches, right?
That's unkeyed, just regular.
No, I mean your punches are magical now, correct?
Oh yes, they are either that or a monk weapon. They do count as a magical. Yes.
True. Understood.
For overcoming resistance and yes. Okay, and then she's gonna roll over backwards, leap, and then press up against the wall and like make herself look small.
1, 2.
As a Mick legendary action,
Oh baby, I love
Let's
it.
fucking go.
Gareth will take some swipes with the demise of rebellion.
You guys have shut down 3 of his legendary actions so far, by the way. 8 points of damage.
And another.
13 points of damage.
Let me check my maneuvers. No, that's all.
Excellent. Now it is with legendary action disabled once again. Vanya, it's your turn. You're currently prone. It takes half your total movement to stand up.
I stand up.
All right. Also, just so you're aware, you can shoot at a prone position.
Really?
Yes.
Is it at a disadvantage or is it just normal?
With your range attack, I believe no. It's the only advantage. Let me check the prone rules real quick. Prone creature's only movement option is to crawl, unless it stands up and thereby ends the condition. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. Oh, yeah, you have a disadvantage. Attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage. Oh, I didn't realize you had disadvantage on all attack rolls. Prone. My mistake.
Yeah, that's why Veldrin would drop prone and then stand up on his next turn.
That makes sense. All right, so you stand up. That'll be half your movement.
Yes.
All right, you have 15 feet of movement remaining.
I just want to shoot. That's all I want to do. I don't want to move. I want to shoot.
You're able to do that.
Yes. So I'm going to take a shot.
Let's see it. Miss. That is your glaive. I need you to attack with the rifle.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
good.
so sorry.
You good?
It's this one.
Correct. And that one hits for 12 points of damage.
Perfect. I do have one more action, so I'm gonna shoot again.
Yeah, your extra attack.
Extra
yes.
attack. I mean.
That hits, 7 points of damage. You just kind of watch as the rifle bolts are just penetrating within the slimy mouth of the creature.
And for my bonus action, I'm gonna drink all of my charges of my Sentinel's flask, please.
Oh, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chug them bitches.
You know, swallowing my spit there a little bit.
All right, so that'll be 3 charges, correct?
Yes.
All right, let me go ahead and spend your hit die. 1 second. There we go. All right, so you'll drink. However, there is no more life energy within you for the shadows to consume. You're out of hit dice to spend.
I am out of hit dice.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna fucking die. Okay. No, that's fine. It's okay. That's okay. Can I use the rest of my move? Is there anywhere that would conceal me? Like anything that is, you know, high enough that I could maybe crouch.
I mean,
behind,
you can
like, in
use
front of
the
me
you can
here?
use the corner of this wall for cover, for half cover.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay, you'll have to
Thank
step down here.
Oh, there.
Yep. So you're
Right here?
actually, so you're gonna like lean your back against the wall to try and give yourself as much cover as you can. So 1 second. I believe for this we will, 3/4. With 3/4 cover, you get 5 AC and plus 5 to AC and dexterity saving throws.
Cool.
At the end of your round is a legendary action. You're gonna watch as the pseudopod lashes out, specifically over to Marius. Missing, trying to grapple around you, but bounces off your armor. Okie dokie. We return. Cheats, it's now your turn.
All right. Cheats will come over to Vanya, and she will give her sentinel flask.
Okay, so you're feeding it. Okay, so
No, she's giving it to her, like the whole flask.
Okay. Just so you know, the reason why it's not working currently, Vanya has no more hit dice to spend. She's at 0 out of 8 hit dice, which is what the Sentinel Flask uses.
Yeah, my flask still has 2 charges. I just cannot.
Yeah, she just has
Drink
no more
them.
life force to exploit.
So if I give her my chart, if I give her the sentinel flask, it still doesn't take from my pool.
It would take from, you'd have to feed it to her. You'd have to spend the
Okay.
action to feed it to her, and it would take away from your hit die pool, which you currently are at 10.
Yeah, then I will do that.
Okay, that'll be your action then. So, checking your Sentinel Flasks. Awesome. Are you spending are you spending all 3 charges?
Yeah, we're gonna spend all 3 charges.
Let me just do a little quick math over here. All right. You will, using your own life essence, heal 25 hit points to Vanya.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be alright.
Thank you.
She like pull the like flask away and shake it like a junkie. And she's like, oh fuck. And she just puts it back in her no belt loop. She's like, you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
And boom, she will take off.
All right, you got 4 charges.
And she will attack.
Okay. That will hit for 8. Would you like to spend your charges?
Yes, please.
Sneak attack does apply.
Crap, what is my thing? Do I reroll damage? I'm so sorry.
You can you roll 2 1s, so you can re-roll the damage of your weapon with Savage Attacker.
please.
All right, give me a 2d4 roll. You'll take the 2.
Wow.
That'll be -1.
All right.
Oh wait, your total, you just rolled the same thing, so that nothing has changed. Understood. You rolled 2 ones and then followed with 2 1s. That's great.
I will sneak attack.
Even the boss is like,
Damn, son.
Hey, shut up! I'm on a bad day.
That hits.
And yeah, we will bonus action use our stimulant again so that I don't take lethargy.
All right. Your haste will continue. 1 moment, please. Thank you. Ooh, the full amount. No more halfsies for you.
Yeah, standing next to Marius, just this like, it's like an expression of shame, but also now thankfulness.
It's a brief glance, very brief. The moment where he acknowledges it, but doesn't show any signs of saying anything. Keeps his attention on the mimic.
Yeah. And she will stay there.
All right.
Been trying to prevent it from going forward.
Okay. Be sure to end turn if your turn is over. So what it did, it like lashed its pseudopod off, glancing off of Marius's armor. Cheese walks up, and as the pseudopod retreats back, it closes its mouth, and then it opens its mouth again. And as its mouth opens, a fucking grenade is deployed out of it.
Flying flashbang.
Dexterity saving throws for Marius and for Vazika, please.
Can I deflect it?
This is not a ranged attack, so no.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Need those dex saves. You take 17 points of damage. And do you have evasion, Vazika?
Yes.
You take no damage.
Excellent.
Wow, we.
Oh my god, it's like it has the entire armory in its mouth or something.
Move right here.
Move right here, sit right out.
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't have. We didn't do any sort of rest, right? So yeah, I'm still depleted. I'm taking 2 swings.
That hits. I must interrupt you now because another effect is activated.
Oh, good.
You'll hit and you'll kind of like slash up on one of the sinews, and for what feels like a brief moment, the creature gains a vulnerability. So, as a friendly reminder to what vulnerability does, or vulnerable, the next time the target takes damage, the result is doubled instead. Until the beginning of the target's round, the target cannot take reactions and suffers disadvantaged dexterity saving throws. When this creature is damaged, or at the end of the triggering target's round, the condition ends.
Okay. We'll swing again, greedily.
All right. Yeah. That will hit and deal 16 points of damage, ending the vulnerability condition.
All right, I will spend a superiority die for distracting strike, which will increase the damage by 2. Does that also get doubled, or is it too late for that?
If it's part of the same attack, yes, it does get doubled. 4 points of damage.
Okay. And then next attack roll against a target other than me has advantage before my next turn.
Understood.
And I think that is it.
At the end of your round, a legendary action is spent. However, this is no ordinary legendary action. I'm using one of the encounter actions the Armory Mimic uses. Specifically, this is the one the Armory Mimic gets to use before it is bloodied. It only gets to use this ability one time. It closes its mouth and releases 2 giant acid globules. One over at Gareth, the other over at Sheets, both at disadvantage. Specifically, it is using an ancient orb of acid. This one's the Gareth, which misses. The second one over to Sheets. Also missing. Very good. So why?
That's a gnarly condition. Holy shit.
86. Oh my god.
So, what is ancient? If you see a spell or ability with the term ancient in front of it, smiley face, that's because I took it from a previous version of Dungeons and Dragons, specifically 3.5.
Let's fucking go.
So you'll see some ancient effects if you see the word ancient in front of it. As this is quite literally old magic. Marius, it's your turn.
Okay, we're moving up. We're closing the gap. Seeing Gareth having struck the creature, we're going to try and follow up our first swing with our shocking ignition hammer.
Let's go.
Which will be, I believe, at advantage because of the...
Oh, and one more thing. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting to do this.
Yes.
Woo!
Understood.
Now you may go. That hits. 13 points of damage. 14 points of damage.
And then it's a follow-up with a gauntlet slam.
Ooh. You hate to see that. You hate to see that.
That's an incorrect attack.
Ooh, what happened?
It's a +5 to hit. It should be a +8 to hit.
Oh, it didn't add your proficiency.
It's using a different modifier.
It's supposed to have proficiency, correct?
It's supposed to have proficiency, and it's supposed to have my armor bonus to it.
Your armor bonus. Interesting. You might have to go in there and tinker with it. Fix it.
Hold on.
Do it now.
Fusion strength to melee attack. 1d8.
And
Oh, still a +5. What?
currently, I see +1 plus mod. You're using your strength modifier. Is the one from there, and then that's the damage. It's not adding your proficiency.
I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Well, yeah. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead and.
I don't know how to fix it. Is the issue?
I think I know how to fix it. Give me 1 second. I fixed it.
How'd you do that?
I did plus onto the attack bonus. I went plus space and then at prof, so that it's adding your proficiency bonus to the attack bonus.
I was just doing that before. Why did it stop working?
Oh, we fixed it.
I'll still take the natural one because.
No, you won't. As the rules dictate, if the roll is done incorrectly in any way, it has to be redone, including the result. So I need you to roll again, please.
Understood.
Wow.
Just kidding. We changed that rule. We changed that. We take the first one. 19 points of damage. Who would you like to grant inspiration to?
As he slams it with his gauntlet, it leaves behind that pulsating discharge, so it has disadvantage on attack rolls against anybody else aside from me. And as he slams it, he'd turn and he would say, "Kill this thing," and he's going to inspire cheats.
Oh my god! Yeah!
Yay!
That's my turn.
At the end of Marius's turn.
Cheats takes a legendary action.
I was about to open my mouth and be like, I eat Marius.
The softest underhand softball in the world.
that. She will attack.
There you go, partner. You're doing great. 9 points of damage. You can apply sneak attack.
God,
I like to think in real time the mimic's like blinking, like looking, like.
I'm gonna do the thing now.
Do I go? Okay.
Okay. Well, nothing else.
Do I get an additional?
With your haste? No, you do not. You only get one action. All right. Vazika. Oh my God, she's tumbling.
She's so cool.
God, she's awesome. Ooh.
Right on the tongue, smacking down Burner's boy.
God damn.
Trying to break off a tooth.
That hits again.
You don't need those. Chompers.
That hits again.
Take that.
She's a beast.
She's not doing cool flips, by the way. She's basically just like, she's rolling.
She's rolling. Going. At the end of Vazika's turn, my toothy little boy will grant Marius's wish and coming down with them chompers. 23 hits.
I'm going to use my reaction to burn a spell slot to shield.
All right. You just like hold up the barrier. This thing is crunching down on you.
There is these sparks of electricity as it bites against the hexagon pattern that very rapidly appears, and Marius, like in his own helmet, just shit.
All right. It is now Vanya's turn.
All right. Let's shoot this boy. What is happening? Why am I weird? My token is kind of bugged on my end. But anyway.
Oh!
Wow!
Who'd you like to grant inspiration
She's
to?
so fucking cool.
To Marius, please.
Marius, inspiration has been granted.
And one more for good measure.
That hits for 9
Damn.
points.
She's pissed.
One moment, please. A interruption of your turn. You'll watch as it closes its mouth, becoming bloodied.
Uh-oh.
It opens up and uses its bloodied ability, War Crime.
What?
What's
this man?
The armory mimic has difficulty holding form. While its crate casing may be a facade, the weapons within its gullet are not. When first bloodied, the armory mimic will attack 4 times with Wild Shot, and then use all of its remaining grenades. It had 4 left, so we're deploying them all, baby.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
So I'm going to go ahead and take 4 pot shots, all at disadvantage, of course, thanks to our melee fellas. We'll first start with Vazika.
Yeah.
16 does not break your armor class. Next up is Cheats. That's a critical miss. No inspiration granted for the bloodied ability. Next shot is going to be at Marius, a 10, and then finally to Gareth.
That's a lot of. That was 36. That felt personal.
Yeah, right. And then finally, it's time to deploy those grenades. We start first. Dex saves, please, for Cheats and Vazika.
I would like to uncanny dodge.
Understood.
I don't think that's necessary.
Wow,
You have
that
evasion.
is unnecessary. You're
I evade.
Yeah, with your evasion, you guys take no damage. Grenade number 2. I need a dex saving throw for Cheats and Marius. Nice. That's 25 damage to Marius.
Boom! To my back, baby.
15 is a failed save.
I would like to uncanny dodge.
You will automatically take half damage at 12. Would you like to take further down to 6?
Yeah.
All right, you take only 6 points of damage from that explosion.
Marius, get the fuck out of there.
And you know what? Just because I like this pattern.
Let me do that.
Marius, give me a dexterity saving throw, and Gareth, give me a dexterity saving throw. Excellent. That's 22 points of damage. You're just watching as these
fishing
explosions.
to snap it out of the air.
You're watching as these explosions are blowing up all around. Another 22 points of damage. And then the final grenade, which will go right here. And this carpet bomb just immediately goes down. Gareth, another dexterity saving throw. That's another miss, 25 points of damage. All right, you've survived its bloody ability. It is now vulnerable. It is also going to gain the following. It gains bloodied multi-attack. It loses its normal multi-attack, and its pseudopod can no longer inflict the restricted condition. Okay. Vanya, you may continue your round.
Well, I'm gonna hide again.
I'm gonna move back here.
Have I moved? Because again, I'm bugged on my.
Yeah, you moved 5 feet. Or you're trying to move over there?
I'm trying to move back where I was.
I will move you back
yeah.
if you want to go and refresh. See if that helps.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheats.
Yeah. Fuck. She will take off.
Bye.
She'll move 40 feet this way.
Okay.
And then 40 feet back.
All right. 80 points of damage.
And she basically.
Or 80 feet move. 8 charges.
Hey, that's what the DM said. She dash and kind of like skirt and run back, and she will attack.
Here we go, baby. All right.
I would like to reroll my damage.
Do it.
Fucking goddamn it.
Do it. That's 1 extra point of damage. All right. So that's 12. Would you like to use sneak attack?
Yes.
Would you like to use your 8 charges?
Yes.
All right. 1 moment, please. I have to calculate this. 16 plus 28.
It's vulnerable, right?
Plus 11. That's 22. So that's a total of 66 points of damage.
Wow.
As you just kind of, your whip just cracks down to the pseudopod.
If she does anything, she's good at taking direction. So when Marius says kill this thing, she nods. And as my second action, I will give Marius a potion of healing. I'll jab it into his port.
So it was your hasted action, and then you're using your actual action to do the potion.
Yeah.
Understood. It's 8 healing over to Marius.
Ooh.
And, yeah. Oh, bonus action, take drugs.
Oh my.
That's another 7 points of damage. Haste continues.
Yeah, she like hands him one that is not her drugs, right? And then in the same motion, she'll take her own, and
You got a butt.
it's like
Oh, what? Yeah, we're taking the same thing. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yeah, just as that vapor sort of exhales from Cheats' mask, that sort of crimson vapor exhales from ports on the back of Marius' helmet.
All right.
she looks ready to go. Gives that thumbs up with her hazy, glowy eyes.
And the other, this is her laser action.
All right, what you doing?
I'm slamming it.
Yeah, you shut it down. You shut down the legendary actions. Very good. Yeah, 9 points of damage. Another point of
All right,
damage.
Belgian. Okay, Belgian. Hold on. I took it away from my weapon, and now it's being all pissy. And then, yeah, the first slam, boom, sort of cracking against it, sending it into the wall because it can't move. And then rearing back, it's another heavy swing.
Let's see it. That hits. 14 points of damage.
That's my legendary action.
All right. Now it's the Mimic's turn. Oh boy. We have fun here. Man, I really hate this. Pseudopod against Marius.
My AC is still shielded, so my current AC is 25.
Understood. Miss. Pseudopod against Gareth. You kind of watch as this thing just as it just kind of begins lashing about. 24 versus Gareth. That'll hit. 20 points of damage. Ooh, as it closes its mouth, you will see energy surging out. It's about to let out a big one next round. Gareth.
Oh my gosh, I'm finally gonna get to use it because I remember. But I'm gonna, let me see. Hold on, let me pop 2 charges of my Sentinel Flask.
Checking. You have...
I have 2 hit dice.
Yep, 2. Yep, that's right. Here we go. All right.
Woo! Okay, yeah, and then swing.
That'll hit. 8 points of damage.
And the thing that I never remembered before was the bloody tattoo from frickin' like first or second. Whatever. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus to just choose to maximize the damage roll.
Understood.
So,
you will do an
times.
additional 7 points of damage.
Nice. Nice. And then swing again. Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you using both? Using the tattoo again?
Oh, I didn't hit though, right? 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep assuming you hit. Yeah, that doesn't hit. Sorry.
I do hit a lot. Okay. That's all for me.
At the end of your round, so delete this. Gonna shoot wildly into the crowd, specifically to. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna do a 1d2. 1's Marius, 2's cheats. All right, understood. Wild shot. That's a critical miss. And an inspiration granted over to Marius.
Oh, baby.
Marius, it's your turn.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna deploy a Luciferian canopy. From his back, the small like nodules there on his shoulders open, and Luciferian capsules emerge. And we're gonna cast Fairy Fire. If I could move it into a corner, Jesus, it would not let me move it at all.
The corner would be right here.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, Jesus, what's happening?
I'll move it right there.
I cannot move my stuff. Smile.
Yeah,
I would like to try and push it into the furthest corner, like hitting the ceiling effectively to drop the canopy onto it, so that way it avoids Gareth.
It would hit Gareth. Even up from the tallest part of the corner, it would hit Gareth. Unless Gareth was like prone.
Then I'm going to... Is it possible to undo that?
Yes, it is.
Very well. Then we'll just slam it.
If you want to add it back to your character sheet, go ahead and do so.
All right, and then we'll just take a shocking ignition hammer swing.
Hit 14. 2.
Then slam it again with another hammer swing.
Hits 9 points of damage.
We are going to bonus action activate the blast shot.
Let's see it. It succeeds.
Okay, for fire damage. Yeah, slam, and sort of like trying to just sort of keep it into the corner. That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your round, ancient magics will emanate from the armory mimic as it casts as a legendary action. Ancient bull strength, increasing its strength score by 4.
Oh, good.
Zika.
I didn't realize it was muted. My God. Well, why fix it if it ain't broke? She's gonna go in, jump up on the barrels, and hit again.
That hits. 4 points of damage. All right. Well, 1 second. I'm gonna pause you there. Before the critical miss goes off, it is going to become vulnerable.
Ooh.
Your attacks will continue, however, because he's kept rolling, so I do have to accept them.
Yeah.
That'll be a critical miss over here, so that's gonna be inspiration.
Yep.
And then your 19 hits, the 7 becomes 14, ending the vulnerability.
The horrible miss. She like teeters and almost falls onto a tooth. And then she's gonna kind of back up a little slower in shame, tail between her legs.
At the end of Vazika's turn, we go to slam it, baby.
Let's see it. That misses.
Okay.
That also misses.
Whoa. That's my legendary turn.
Anya.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, let's peek again. Let's peek again, and let's try and hit again. Question.
Yes.
I have my poisons, but I don't remember. I have like potent poison. Do I need to to take an action to apply them?
No, you can use it as part of your attack.
Okay, so I'm gonna use one of them for this attack, for both of my attacks, actually.
Okay. That'll be a critical miss.
Okay.
Poison used.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was going for.
And poison used. All right. I need to check one quick. Potent poison. 2d8 Constitution saving throw. Here we go. I can just click that, right? Beautiful. It fails.
Ooh.
It'll take 14 points of damage from the poison, and it will also take 7 points of damage from the rifle.
He also becomes poisoned, no? Or is he immune?
He's immune.
Son of a bitch. And can I, no.
Are you moving back behind the...
No, I'll stay here. I'll stay here for now.
All right, your cover is gone. At the end of your round... we are going to spend another legendary action to pull out more ancient magic, specifically Ancient Rage, burning the creature into an Ancient Rage. While we are familiar with Rage in 5th edition and 3.5, Rage increase gives you a +2 morale bonus to Strength and Constitution. The Armory Mimic will, in this place, gain 65 hit points. and a +1 morale bonus to wisdom saving throws, and a -2 penalty to their armor class. It is currently also concentrating on this rage. And now it is Cheats' turn.
Yeah, we're gonna run. 40 feet this way. And 40 feet this way. And attack.
Okay. That'll hit 19 points. Are you spending the charges?
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Apply that to her.
Oh, I didn't click her at all. Yeah. I saw the -11 go. I was like, oh, that's an interesting tactic. All right.
Wait a minute. I'd like to reroll my damage.
You fucking trip, hit your face into the barrel. Clang.
I'd like to keep the. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, both were 5.
Oh my god.
Sneak attack is applicable.
Let's get the fucking. I would like to sneak attack.
Wow.
20 points of damage.
And then I will use my second action to give Marius my last potion of healing. She is just whipping vials there. She's just spinning them like a drummer. Just and
Expand it.
A totally separate note. You said is it like, so obviously this is ancient stuff. Is concentration the same way?
Yes, it's still the same concentration mechanic.
Does that mean he has to roll?
Oh, yes, it does mean he has to roll. My mistake.
Oh.
How much damage was that? Yeah, he doesn't have to roll. Fuck that. 39, 38. DC 19.
Wow.
Sorry. DC 19, let's see what we got. The rage goes down, along with the bonus hit points.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And at risk to completely screwing myself over and being overzealous, we will take the stim accelerant instead of go in for a dagger blow.
All right,
She's
3
so
points.
greedy.
3 points of damage. Your haste
Yeah,
continues.
We're doing drugs, bro.
Marius just hearing.
Yeah, she's just spinning them with her fingers. Like, he'd probably be like, hey, don't give me that. And it's just a regular health potion. It's calm down. Stop it. And, oh, I had to reload my application. Everybody run into Dungeon Master. My world reload.
Once Cheats ends her turn, we will continue.
I know. I'm trying.
I tap the watch.
People are waiting.
People are waiting. So fucked.
People are waiting.
People are waiting. As an inspiration action, just gonna spend that bad boy. Let's go ahead and get those pseudopods going. Woohoo! We'll first start with Marius. 21.
I'm gonna. Fuck, man. I'm gonna spend another spell slot. Oh, yeah, baby. We're gonna shield. Got a one spell slot left.
Beautiful. Awesome. So don't miss there. And then the pseudopod over to Gareth. Oh, that misses.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, what's that like?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I like it.
All right. Man, that was a close one, wasn't it?
After its actual turn,
Blue bar turn.
Now it's its turn, and with 3 charges, it closes its mouth. You'll see this sort of plasma energy surging from its jowls as it opens up and releases its charge ability, Firing Squad.
You know, I had a feeling.
I need dexterity saving throws from everyone except Gareth.
Yeah, this is nice.
I decided to not hide this time. I was smart, you see.
Uh-huh. Oh, boy. Cheats?
Wowee, wowee.
Cheats, I think you roll at advantage with your haste.
Yeah. No, I do.
Shift click. Yes, good. Cheats will take no damage. Vanya, does Vanya have evasion?
I
don't think so.
No,
okay, so you're gonna take half damage. Vazik is gonna take no damage. Yeah. And Marius is going to fry. Any sort of lightning. Oh, it's not supposed to be lightning. It's supposed to be radiant. I'm sorry. So radiant. 20. Yep, we're good. Not enough to outright murder you. That'll leave 59 there. And then 58 is 29 here. Ah, very good. Gareth.
Hey. That wasn't nice. Swing! Yes.
That'll hit 9 points of damage.
Okay. Swing. I'll use my distracting strike there. Add a little bit more damage.
2 points.
And advantage for somebody else until my next turn. One more swing.
I'll hit 11.
Out of die. Bonus. Oh shoot. Let me. I forgot the first one. Can I max the damage on that one though?
On this one, yes, you
bloody
can.
Tattoo?
Yes, you can. They're
I will
4
do
points
that.
of damage. You'll watch as its form seems to be like beginning to ripple within the armory chest, but then you'll see something else stewing within a whirlpool of acid, ready to come out at any moment.
I don't like that. I'm out of things to do, unfortunately, so that will be that.
It's a legendary action. It kind of gargles a little bit as it kind of leans down a little bit. It opens up and it uses this after bloodied encounter ability, which it can use once per encounter.
Oh no.
As it belches acid just all down the hallway. I have to check real quick.
Oh my.
I actually think that
I super failed that.
yeah, that misses Cheats. Cheats is not in the area of effect. I need a dexterity saving throw for Vazika. And Marius, you will immediately take 1 failed save. Oh my god, you're good. No damage dealt.
God damn.
Vanya, we need your spit.
Marius, you are currently at 1 failed save. I need you to make a death saving throw. As a friendly reminder, if you roll a critical miss here, Marius is no more. I saw the red. I saw the red.
Smile.
All right. It is now Vazika's turn.
Zika, seeing that something terrible has happened, runs up and with expert little claws, she opens the port and force feeds her Sentinel's flask. All 3 charges. Or wait, is it 1 charge per hit dice?
Correct. If you're using all 3 charges,
Yeah.
we'll use 3 of your hit dice. Would you like to do that?
Yes. Yes.
1 second, please. This will be 3d8
Guys, I'm fine.
plus 6.
Guys, I'm okay. You're worrying for no reason.
23 hit points.
Jesus.
Oh, no, you idiot.
Guys, I'm okay. I did have 2 death saving throw failures, but it's okay, guys. It's okay.
And then she's gonna hop up here. Wait, can I use Flurry of Blows with a key if I haven't attacked?
I believe it has to be part of an attack. I'm going to check right now for you, though. Flurry of blows after you take the attack action. So no, you cannot use flurry of blows.
Well, she's damn. In that case,
Bye.
yeah, she's gonna raccoon roll. She's gonna use actually raccoon roll the ability and roll out of here.
All right. As a legendary action, Armor Mimic is gonna take a pot shot over at the Rackling. 17 hits.
Well, I'm gonna deflect missile.
Okay. You got it, Chief. Let's see how you do.
How does that actually work?
I want you to know you're definitely not reflecting back 29 points of
If you
damage.
reduce the damage down to 0 and you have a free hand, then yeah. However, all this will do when you do so, use your action to deflect or catch the missile when you're hit by a ranged attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 14. So this 19 becomes 15.
Ooh. All right.
So you kind of like bounce off this energy burst. It grazes up your arm, but it minimizes the damage. Okay, now it is Vanya's turn.
It says it's my turn.
Just kidding. It's well, no. It's supposed to be Vanya's turn.
Yeah.
I
didn't get
accidentally
my
skipped.
turn.
I skipped her by mistake.
He's losing it, guys.
Sorry, I saw chat backseating and I was about to time someone out.
Okay. All right. Let's do the same thing. I'm gonna shoot again with my poison.
Okay.
So let's do it.
I use it.
Huh?
This one. Okay, 17 hits, 11 points of damage. I'm gonna go ahead and make a. If you go over to your features, can you please click Poisoner, Potent Poison, please?
Yes. You want to see what it does?
Well, you have to roll for the damage.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Ooh, still standing.
Oh my god. Up there. Well, I'm hitting it again.
Finish this!
With poison, baby, because why not? Because I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
How do you dispatch of the armory mimic?
My shot hits it directly at the root of the tongue. I want the tongue just completely torn. And you die. Just out of there.
All right. As it just kind of writhes in pain, the box will close in on itself, ending the encounter.
It's gravy.
You alright?
And also, ending today's session. Thank you guys so much for playing.
Ah!
We'll see what happens next time. Blue. Thanks for
All
playing.
Hello.
Hi, what happened?
It died.
Wow.
Did we
It's
win?
gone.
Nice.
We
Did you
went.
leave?
No, my
Discord
Discord
crashed.
literally crashed.
Oh no!
I couldn't hear the last minute or so.
Oh no! Yeah, Vanya finished it off. It's been
Let's
dispatched.
fucking go, gamer.
And then we're pausing here with the end of the encounter, with also the end of the session. Thank you guys so much for playing.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
What'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of that encounter, huh?
I was sweating.
That one is ridiculous.
Guys, we were fine. Let me
That
just
was
roll one more time. Guys, I'd have been fine.
Sure you would have
Let me
been.
roll
Sure you would have
one
been.
more
Oh
time.
my
Dead.
god.
All right, well,
Dead.
Have you
dead.
seen your
Good.
rolls? Have you seen your rolls?
I am intimately familiar with them, yes, but
Good,
you know,
good.
I like to
Mhm,
imagine
mhm. Yeah. Okay,
one more
okay.
roll. I'd have been fine.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Let's go with that.
So many ones and 20s today.
Insane.
No bingo today. I think our bingo duck took the day off, and that's okay.
Bongo.
Free bingo for everyone.
But yeah, so everyone gets a bingo. Yes, the art was done by Dire Heart, who has done all of the token art so far. Yeah, it's been very good, and there was more art to show, but I guess we will wait for next time if that event happens. But yes, that will wrap up today's session. Good work today on that mimic. That was a terrifying fight, and you started with a surprise round. So
yeah, and
Vanya
Bonnie died.
Yeah, Vanya went from full health to 0, and then got the killing blow. So let's fucking go.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you all next week. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for running, bro.
All right. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.